Recently, we had the latest refresh of iPad Air Generation 4 as well as the iPad 8. Unfortunately, there was no sign of iPad mini update. It's been more than a year since the last release of iPad mini Series 5. Its latest iteration was vastly improved with A12 Bionic chip as well as 3 gigs of RAM. When the latest iPad mini was released, it was announced at the same time as iPad Air 3. There was a hope that the new version will follow this year's iPad Air 4 announcement, which unfortunately didn't happen. To make things worse, one Twitter post killed all potential hopes about the launch of iPad mini this and probably next year. Let's talk about what's happening and when we can expect it. Right after intro. Hi guys and welcome to Digital Marketing's channel. My name is Marco and this is your weekly fix of tech news, leaks, rumors and opinions. Everything about Apple and their competitors. If you're a fan of this type of content, subscribe now, hit the like button and don't forget notification bell so you don't miss the next video. In the first half of this year, Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo has shared some interesting information about various hardware updates, including one that seems a little bit uncertain about possible upcoming iPad mini, a refresh with smaller bezel in order to fit the larger 8.5 or maybe even 9-inch display in a smaller form factor. Initial statement was unclear. Was that supposed to mean that home button would be eliminated and eventually replaced with a Face ID? We can be sure, even without knowing exact release date of the future iPad mini, that the next iteration of this compact product would come with Touch ID sensor implemented inside of power button, similar to the one on the latest generation of iPad Air. A research note was pointing out a possible release of 2020 or even 2021. We know the two iPads have arrived in September and none of them was iPad mini. To make things worse, on September 10, one of the prominent tipsters, Komiya, has published a post where he mentioned that there will be no iPad mini this or maybe even next year, which is almost a month after his previous tweet where he mentioned that the alleged new version of iPad mini will come in March 2021 without being modernized. In both cases, a big fan group of this device did not have reasons to be satisfied at all. And there are some possible explanations about this. Companies normally test multiple devices or different versions of the same device, redesigned and the one maybe that it's not. They can at any moment decide to give it a shot with a new one or maybe keep the exact design. Apple can eventually modify their release schedules due to various factors, like the upcoming releases that can interfere, in this case, with iPad cycle. Sometimes other devices may have specs and features that can impact sales of other products that were planned first. So what could be happening with iPad mini? Let's make something clear first. Apple wasn't very keen on this small device for the last few releases. iPad mini 4 was announced on September 9th, 2015. It took Apple 4 years to launch its successor. Now, there might have been plans for the release of the new model of iPad mini in March next year. After all, iPad mini 5 was released on March 2019, so it would kind of make sense. But if there was no intention for redesign and Apple planned to leave 7.9-inch diagonal intact, it would mean that Apple will keep iPad mini design more closer to the original iPad. Now, new generation or 8th generation. It's almost confusing because in some instances, it seems that iPad mini is a little bit closer to the iPad Air. Previous year we had A12 Bionic, laminated display. This year the latest entry-level iPad has been updated with identical CPU. You see, if the plan is to release an iPad mini with current design or with the same form factor, the upcoming 6.7-inch iPhone would be really close in terms of screen diagonal, even if the price-wise iPad mini will most definitely be more affordable. The other scenario would be if iPad mini does come in new form factor, which would make its diagonal reasonably bigger than the one on the biggest iPhone. I truly hope that iPad mini will come out next March with the expected redesign. It would have more sense than anything. If not, I would assume that the redesign and the new model would come in 2022. I'm not buying that Apple will keep the same almost obsolete design language for this specific model, unless they're willing to drop their prices down, which doesn't look like Apple, although they did manage to surprise us a couple of times this year. Talking about the SC, some rumors have already appeared predicting redesign of the entry-level iPad. That means Generation 9 coming next year with more modern design language, probably narrow bezels. If Apple indeed decides to make such a strong transition into more modern design, leaving the mini model unchanged would simply be ridiculous. The newest information that we got from Ming-Chi Kuo suggests that the first devices coming with mini LED screens will be iPad Pro models in 2021. Now this will create a bigger differentiation, which will allow Apple to comfortably eliminate the old traditional iPad design. In that case, with narrow bezels, possible 8.5 or 9-inch display, mighty processor A14, as well as some other features like having support for Apple Pencil 2, Touch ID integrated in power button, could make a modernized iPad mini or iPad mini 6 one of the customer's biggest favorites. And I'm certain something like that will happen. The question is, will it be March 2021 or some other month next year, or it will be truly postponed to 2022? There is a possibility that tipsters make a mistake. What do you think? When will iPad 6 mini be released? Please share in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Once again, my name is Marco. Thank you for watching Digital Marketing Channel. Talk to you soon. Have an excellent day. Bye.